Hey everyone, Todd here, internalarchitect.com. Today I wanted to go over the newly released statistics from the CDC about mortality rates. Now this was kind of an interesting one because I've been following along the rates for a number of years now. This year we had a new contestant in this rate that the CDC tracks, and that is of COVID deaths. And this one was particularly interesting to me because for everything that has gone on and everything that we have experienced over this last year, it's hard for me to articulate my feelings about this, especially with everything that we've gone through over the last year. So I wanted to go over a few things here with you all right now, just so that we can kind of see it. And so COVID came in as the number 3 spot this year. Behind heart disease was the first one, which has been for a long time. And cancer is the second leading cause of death in the United States, with COVID being the third. Now, heart disease killed about 690,000 people last year. That's an insane amount of people, right? And cancer killed 598,000 people. And that's actually dropped just a little bit, which is great and promising to hear. And COVID killed 345,000 people last year. And the next biggest cause was unintentional injury. Stroke was number 5. Chronic lower respiratory disease was number 6. Alzheimer's was number 7. Diabetes was number 8. Influenza and pneumonia was number 9. And kidney disease was number 10. Now, it's an interesting thing for me to discuss this as someone that has now survived cancer twice, and I'm still, I still have work to do with this whole thing, but nonetheless, I think where my frustration really is lying right now is just how much COVID disrupted our entire ways of life. Yes, it came in as the third largest mortality factor into the entire mix at this point. And what's frustrating for me is seeing that cancer is still 260,000 more cases of deaths every year. And the deaths from heart disease was almost twofold. This is what drives me a little bit nuts right now, is seeing the amount of effort that went into battling COVID, not just in America, but worldwide. And then still seeing that heart disease and cancer, it's just normal. This is just a normal thing that we have to deal with as a human race, And that's what's so hard for me, is seeing the resources that were poured into battling COVID. Now, I want you all to understand that, there's definitely an important part of being able to deal with COVID in a timely manner, right? I just feel an effort of this size should also be focused towards cancer and heart disease as well. The big jump in COVID numbers really was from the age group of 45 until greater than 85. And then it really was a small number, almost less than 10,000 people from the age of 44 until what the CDC has here is less than 1. COVID was definitely a big factor for those of us that are getting older. And for everyone that is younger, it really wasn't a big issue for them. But at this point, I'm really hopeful and optimistic that we have learned some very valuable lessons in how to move forward in case another one of these pandemics happens again. This is a tough one for me, just seeing how much money was thrown at trying to solve this problem and coming up with a vaccine as fast as they were able to and getting it administered. I mean, it's been a massive effort to reopen the economy and get people's lives back to something that might represent normal again. as of the date of this recording, there's still a long way to go, but vaccines are now open to the general public. At least in my state, they are at this point. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a good thing that we are at this point now and things are starting to pick up, which is good. But I have a huge issue with just how much effort was put into this, and yet cancer and heart disease are the two biggest killers annually every year and have been for decades. Yeah, frustration is definitely kind of high when I read and see numbers like this. And like I said, it is tough to really articulate the feelings and my impression of what this means. I just really feel like there could be a much better job coming up with the cures. And I mean this, cures, because cancer is such a widespread thing. There's no one-size-fits-all cure like there is with this COVID deal. But I think there could be a much better job going at it. But at the end of the day, this is all about money, and this is all about making sure that companies are able to drive profit, which in turn continues the vicious cycle. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. If you have any comments or questions, obviously hit me in the comment section below and hit the bell for notifications and punch that like button. By punching that like button, you actually are helping Google and YouTube get this in front of more people as well. So just want to say thank you. I appreciate your time and energy into watching the videos, and I'll leave a link in the bottom down here of this statistics and this page of where this information is coming from. So awesome, guys. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next video.